Hi everyone, welcome to Brisbane Poker Club. I'm your host Aman. If you remember, I made a video about becoming a pro, Aman's journey episode. In that particular video, I told you I'm going to be documenting my games, I'm going to be documenting my tournaments, and I'm going to try to make a profit of 6,000 in a month, because our goal is to hit 72,000 in a year so that we can classify ourselves as a professional, because that's the average earning salary of a person in Australia. So I'm back with the first month of results, and I must say it's a lot of work. When you think about it, my salute is to the professionals who are doing the hard work, tracking the results and really grinding. It's not an easy task. When you're playing for fun, when you don't care about winning or losing, it's fine. But when you have a specific objective and a specific goal in front of you, it does become challenging. It does bring pressure. It does bring a lot of mindset issues, because you're not playing for fun. You have to meet your goals. You have to meet the end. Anyway, so recently I put down all my numbers and I was thinking how to actually track it. What are the specific KPIs I need to look at? Because before I was just going winning, losing, maybe I won 1 game, 2 games, I lost X, Y, and Z. So I've come up with a particular structure and I will be working on it. Furthermore, to really define it, you can really click down and you can really calculate different metrics, different KPIs, and that will give you an overall bigger picture how to do it. And the good thing is that I will share this with you. I'll share the Excel sheet, I'll share all the KPIs with you. So today I am with the first draft, but by the next month, I will have all the information nicely documented, nicely put in a package, and I can share that with you guys, which you should be able to download from the website, or I'll provide the link to do it. Having said that, let's dive into it.
Think dentist? Think Dentiglow.
So we are talking about the month of November 2025. Remember, we have to win $6,000. Did we hit our goal? Let's see. So I've got this nice white sheet with me where I'm gonna present all the information to you. So this is our Bankroll Snapshot. So what I did was I opened a specific bank account and I put $5,000, which I'm going to be using for this project, for this test trial, and we'll see how we go. So our opening bankroll was $5,000. Now the main question, or the big question, what is the closing bankroll? Well, I'm very pleased to say that we're in positive, and our final closing bankroll is $6,160. So that brings our total monthly profit of $1,160. And if you look in terms of the percentage growth, it is a very exciting 32% growth in our bankroll. Did we hit our target of 6,000? No, we did not. But it's a learning curve. We're experimenting and we're learning so that we can grow it systematically. As long as we hit the goal of 72,000 of profit in a year, we're going to achieve our goal. It can be done in a month, it can be done in 6 months. As long as it gets done, that's the main thing. So that is the bankroll snapshot. Now let's talk about the tournament breakdown. So how many tournaments I played in November? In total, I played 9 tournaments. Out of these 9 tournaments, most of them were at Empire Poker in the north of Brisbane. 1 game I played in Gold Coast during the World Series of Poker event, and I played 2 King Queen Poker events as well. What was the average buy-in? I think the cheapest one was $85 and the biggest one was $475. So on average, it's costing me around $232. Well, the game which I was playing at WSOP, it was a $475 buy-in, and I was hoping to run deep in that, but unfortunately, I didn't had good run and I exited fairly soon. I think I lasted 7 or 8 blind level, but eventually I ran into some cooler cards, and but I was playing bad as well, I have to admit. And we will talk about that in the next section. So notable event was WSOP in Gold Coast. Now let's talk about the best run of the month. So I had 3 cashes technically, but the best one for the month was I won the Monday game at Empire Poker, where the buy-in was $160 and $50 for last man standing, and I came first in that game. And the worst run of the month, again I have to say it was the WSOP game. I started off good, but I came across one particular player and she took all my money. She was playing the proper game, and I have to admit I wasn't playing my best game and I made some silly mistakes. But I'll be learning from it, and I'm going to be talking to you about that soon. So let's talk about the key hands breakdown. So we will be talking about 3 topics: 1 big win pot, 1 big mistake pot, and 1 interesting pot. So let's talk about 1 big win pot. So I was playing the Empire Poker game, and one of the particular hand I played, it was like a playbook game. I was under the gun, I was blessed with pocket aces, and I simply limped in because I knew there were 2 players who were playing aggressively, and every time there are few people limp in, they were re-raising it. So I limped it under the gun. A person from the middle position sort of min raised 2x, so 2.5x, and 3 other players, they called. So it came back to me. I re-raised the pot, but not too much. I think I did 2.5x raise, and the original raiser, he called, and everyone else folded. The flop came ace 9 3. I hit the top set. There was no flush draw. I simply checked. The original raiser, he did a continuation bet, and I just called. The turn came another low card, no flush draw. I checked. Again, the other player from the middle position, he put, I think, 25% of the pot, and I saw a good opportunity. I was very sure he has a strong hand. Either he had a high pocket pairs, he could have an ace rack, unlikely though, but I put him on a high pocket pair. I min raised him, and he went all in, and I snap called. And he showed ace king suited, and I had pocket aces, so he was pretty much trapped. He can't do anything. There was no straight draw, there was no flush draw, and it was a done deal. So that particular hand was a very classic poker hand, but it gave me a really good start because it was in the early stage of the game, and I was shipped up, and I was able to put pressure on the rest of the guys. So that helped me to win that game eventually, but it was a good starting stack. It was a good starting stack. Now let's talk about 1 big mistake. So I was playing the WSOP event in Gold Coast. The starting stack was 20,000. The blind structure was good, but if I'm honest with you, I'm not used to the smaller starting stacks, and I need to adapt my game so that I can play with the smaller stack. But the blind structure was nice, and I should have made a better use of that. So in one particular hand, again I was in the early position, and I see my hand and I have pocket queens. Till that time, I was playing pretty good. I was making the right calls. I was raising at the right time. I was making the right folds. In that particular hand, I was early in the position, so I raised 3x to the blind level. This one particular player from the late position, she calls me, and everyone else fold. Flop comes with a king and 2 diamond cards, 2 low diamond cards. So there was a king and there was a flush draw. I put in a strong bet because I wanted to win that hand straight away. If the other person is playing on a king, I wanted them to either call or re-raise, or at least I want to know what is the strength of my hand. So I bet half the pot, and she thinks about it, and then she calls me. The turn card came a diamond. So now that was a scary card. What should I do? I decided to check. So I'll see what the other player is doing, and according to that, I'll make the next move. She checks back to me, and the river comes a king. Now, because the river was a king, my gut feeling was she probably don't have a king because there are only 2 kings out there. But let me just check and see what she's going to do, and again I'll make my move according to that. So I check to her, and she puts a very strong bet, almost 2/3 of the pot. Now I'm thinking, so what are my options? What does she have? What is her range? And so far she has been playing almost a textbook poker play. no mistakes. Every time she shows her card, she's a good hand or she's making the right folds, playing very strongly. Now my options are either she has a king, she has a flush, or she has a maestro. Again, I went into my wishful thinking. My gut feeling was she doesn't have a king because the river was a king and she would have bet on the turn. She would have re-raised me on the flop. She should be afraid of the flush draw. And when the turn came, she was checking. So I didn't really put her on a king. Now, could she have a flush draw and she's making a move, thinking that I would have ace jack or ace queen and I missed my draw because I did a standard continuation bet. On the turn I checked and on river I'm checking. So I'm not having the best hand, most likely. Is she just making a play to squeeze me out of the hand? So unfortunately, I decided to call her and she shows a jack high flush draw. So she made a flush draw on the turn and she decided to check and put a healthy bet on the river. It was a very standard classical play and I know better, I shouldn't have called, and that hand really put me on tilt. And though I talked about tilt management plan, I did go on tilt and I wasn't playing my best game after that. I lost almost half my stack and I was trying to rebuild, but that was a critical hand during that game. So now let's talk about one interesting spot. In one of the games I was playing at Empire Poker, I reached the final table. I was the second chip leader and the shortest stack was on my right hand side. The person decided to go all in. Just before that, he won one all in where he showed pocket kings and he won that hand. After a few hands, he again pushed all in and I was the big blind. I had pocket sevens with me and I was really thinking, what's the right play? Should I call him or should I fold? If I call him, I'm probably gonna risk 40% of my stack. And the chances are, the best case scenario is that we are flipping for the pot. So far, he has only played very, very premium hands and there's no reason to believe he's gonna be putting his life on stake without a premium hand. Having said that, he could be going with ace king, ace queen. If he doesn't have a pocket pair, it's a flip, it's a 50-50. But hesitantly, I folded that hand and I was still thinking about it. Was that the right play or wrong play? My gut, my instinct was telling me not to do it, so I didn't do it. So you guys tell me, should I call him? Was it a mistake or was it the correct play? What would you have done? Anyway, there was another interesting hand or play happened during the WSOP game. Again, I was in the early position. I was given ace queen unsuited. I min raised the blinds. Three players called me and the flop comes king, jack, 10 and no flush draw. So I flopped the nuts. Now I was the first one to act. So I just bet the minimum amount possible. Sorry, not the minimum amount, 2x the blind. So I think I betted 800. Blinds were 200, 400, so I bet 800. Now the same girl who I lost that previous big hand, she decided to re-raise me. She raised to 2,500. Everyone else folded, it came back to me. Now the option is either I re-raise her or I just trap her because I have the nuts right there and then. I decided to slow play and just call her. So the next card comes on the turn was a queen. And it also brought a flush draw. So there's a club flush draw and a queen came. So technically if I have an ace or she has an ace, we both made a straight. I decided to check and she decided to check back to me. Now on the river, there was a blank, there was no flush draw. So I decided to put a heavy bet almost both sides. So I bet almost 2/3 of the pot and she thinks and thinks and thinks and then she decides to fold. Now apparently later on she told me she had a king jack and later on she told me she had a king jack and she flopped 2 pair. Now I was thinking about that scenario. Was it a mistake on the flop when she re-raised me? Should I have gone all in or should I have raised her 2 or 3x? I had the nuts at that time, so I decided to slow play. And I've seen I make this mistake many times that I don't re-raise because I almost have the nuts and I'm trying to trap the person in. So I really want to hear from you. Was just calling the right play, or I should have re-raised and try to go all in on the flop itself? If she had two pair, she's obviously gonna call me, but obviously I didn't know she has two pair. I did put her on a king, but I decided to slow play. So I'm looking for your feedback on that particular hand. So now let's talk about leaks identified. So one of the leak I've already spoken about, the aggression leak. I try to do too much of value play. The problem with that is then I can't build a big stack size, because very few situation arises when you can trap the other person and you can be in an all-in situation. And when that happens, if you don't make it happen, you'll be winning some hands, you'll be winning some pots, but you're not gonna have a massive stack size. So I think I need to work on my aggression leak. Calling station leak. So recently, since I have decided I'm gonna be tracking my results, I'm working on my game, I have changed my playing style. I was playing very nit before, but I have realized that I can't be waiting for all the premium hands all the time. So I'm playing a wide range of cards now. I'm playing more suited connectors, small pairs, and especially if I'm in the right position, I'm trying to play my position as well. So this has been bringing a big change in me, and I'm still adjusting to my new game. Is it producing results? Definitely. Is it helping me? Definitely. But sometimes I become a calling station, especially in the earlier blind levels. I keep on seeing too many hands, and I think I'm doing a bit too much. So I really need to work on being a calling station. So I need to work on that. Now the third point, which is very important, is fatigue. Sometimes when we are going to play a game and we are not in the best of mental state, then it's not worth it, because you're not going to be making right decision. You're already tired, your body's aching, and you're not feeling like playing the hand, or you're making bad moves or the wrong moves at the wrong time. It happened to me at least twice. When I was tired, I finished work, I went to play a game straight from there, and I wasn't in the best state of mind. So that's something I need to work on. Only if I'm in the perfect state of mind, I'm feeling fresh, I feel like playing, then only I'm going to be playing. And the last point is not adjusting to the table dynamics. So many times I've seen a player is running hot, he's getting all the card, and you need to respect that. Sometimes a particular person, he or she is playing tight. You need to respect that. Sometimes a person is calling station and a bluff master. You need to acknowledge that. You need to adjust the table reality. And also, same player can change their game style at a different blind level, at a different stage of a game. So that's another minor leak I need to work on. Once you identify the persona of a particular player, you need to adjust to it so you can have a better game than them. Now let's talk about the improvements or the in the money performance. Well, the first point is in the money percentage. Well, I'm very happy and I'm very pleased to tell you that my in the money percentage is 33%. Not bad for this month. The deep run stats, it's 44%. What is a deep run stats? It is when you run deep, you have cashed in, you reach the final table, or you were in the top 10% of the game. So according to the stats in the month of November, in 3 games I cashed in, and in 1 game I was the bubble. Now another very important aspect, if you are a pro or you want to become pro, you need to look at the ROI, which is return on investment, and also the hourly rate which you're making while playing poker. So the ROI for me for the month of November is 55%, which is quite good. It's not a lot of amount, but in terms of percentage, it's pretty huge. And in terms of the hourly rate, it's coming to almost $25 per hour. Now, I've taken an average for the games. I've played 9 games and I've assumed 5 hours for each game, so 45 hours. And based on that, the profit I made, it's coming down to $25 an hour. But moving forward, I'll be tracking all these stats very carefully, and I'll be having exact numbers with me so that we don't have to take the average. There will be some other stats which I'll be documenting. I'm creating a really deep down list of stats which I need to track, and I'll be sharing those with you in the next video next month. Now let's talk about the most important thing, the goal setting. What are we doing in the future? What are we planning for next month? So the first thing is the number of tournaments. I think I need to focus on what type of tournaments I'm playing, because it doesn't matter how many tournaments you're playing. If you're playing $80 tournaments or $100 tournament, even if you win, the winning amount is not going to be great, because either the field size has to be big so that at the final table there's more money which needs to be distributed, or you need to go in bigger buy-in games. In the month of November, I think I played 2 or 3 games which were smaller buy-in. I did win one, but I think I need to adjust my strategy, because unfortunately I do have a business to run, I have a family to look after, I don't have a lot of time. So I need to really focus on which games I'm going to play. I'm going to be 100% dedicated to it, and then I'll try to get into the money in those games. So do I have an exact number of tournaments at this point? No, I don't, but I'm going to be focusing on bigger buy-ins. Now into the money percentage goal. Well, to be honest, we did 33% last month. If we can keep it up, I'm very happy. And if this is the benchmark we're going to keep, let's put it at 30% or plus. So 30% or plus, let's see how we track. If the progression is in the positive side or the negative side, we'll see. But our baseline, we're going to put it at 30%. Now, this is one of the main important area I want to focus on, which is study hours goal. Because we all talk about we want to become a better player, we want to win big, but how to actually do it? How to identify what resources we need to look at? How do we improve our game? So I have bought a few books, and I am going through that, and I'll be actually discussing what I've learned from those books. But my plan is to finish 1 book per month, and then try to learn the principles, the techniques, the lessons from the author, and then try to implement it in my game and see if it brings any improvement or not. If it does, I'll keep it. If it suits me, I will keep it. If it doesn't, I'll leave it, but I'll share that with you. And I will also be doing a book review. So every time I finish a book, I'll write down my notes and I'll share what I have learned from that particular book, and I'll be sharing that with you guys. So I'm going to be reading 1 book each month. Now my typical aim is I want to study for 30 minutes every day, or at least 2 chapters each week. Whichever takes me closer to finish the book, we'll see how it goes, but that is the game plan. Now the leagues to target. I think this is one area where I need to focus on. My game style is I play too much on value, I want to trap people, and I don't focus on building big stack. So I need to work on that. So big stack. Be more aggressive. That is the league I want to work on. Let's see how it goes, and I'll work on some strategies on what can be done, and I'll update you. And the last thing is the bankroll target. Well, we know what's our monthly and yearly goal. So if I can I double it next month? Probably not. So even if I can increase it by, say, 10% this month, I'll be happy with it. Given I don't have time, I'm traveling, my aim is to increase it at least by 10%. If it happens, I don't know, we'll see. But I'll keep you posted. So these are some of the KPIs I've identified. But tell me, are you tracking your game? Are you going through these particular stats? If so, share it with me. Write down in the comment section. And if there are some other stats, any other particular metrics I need to look at, please tell me so that I can incorporate that in my game plan. At the end of the day, the reason to start this poker channel is to build a community around poker, especially in Brisbane and also around in Australia. If you guys not gonna participate with me, then it's no fun. And I know you guys are fun guys. You guys take the road which is less traveled. You live an alternate lifestyle where you follow your heart, where you follow your passion, where you follow your mind. So share it with me, share it with the world, share it with the audience, and let's build a community around poker. Having said that, grind hard, play hard, learn more, and be healthy. Have a great year. Thank you.